In this video, we are going to discuss about how to add stories to the Scrum. As we have already discussed the general Scrum approach, we now turn our attention to how Scrum can be improved by combining it with the use of stories. So in this case, we are going to discuss 4 important points because these are the 4 key important aspects of any Scrum. Product backlog, we should have a product backlog list. So how to include stories in the product backlog. And then we have 3 key types of meetings, important meetings: sprint planning meeting, sprint review meeting, and daily Scrum meeting. So how to include stories in the sprint planning meeting, sprint review meeting, and daily Scrum meeting. So first is stories and product backlog. Now, rather than allowing product backlog items to describe new features, issues to investigate, defects to be fixed, and so on, the product backlog can be constrained to only user stories. Each story in the product backlog must describe some item of value to a user or to the product owner. By constraining the product backlog to only user stories, it becomes much easier for the product owner to prioritize the backlog. With all backlog items, it becomes easy for the product owner to make decisions to trade one feature for another. As with extreme programming, XP, and in Scrum, it is not important for the product owner to identify all of the requirements upfront. However, there is often a benefit to jotting down as many of the requirements as possible at the outset. Scrum has no prescribed or even recommended approach to initially stocking the product backlog. Traditionally, this has happened through an unstructured discussion between the product owner and Scrum Master and maybe few developers. However, by first identifying user roles and then focusing on the stories for each user role, Scrum is combined with a powerful requirement identification technique. The second important point is how to include stories in the sprint planning meeting. So during the sprint planning meeting, the product owner and the team discuss the top priority items on the product backlog. The team then identifies the items they will commit to completing during the sprint. They then break those tasks into smaller tasks as necessary so that developers can sign up for tasks as the sprint progresses. The next point is how to include stories in the sprint review meeting. So the use of stories benefits Scrum during the sprint review meeting because stories make it simpler to assess what parts of sprint have been completed. On a Scrum project that uses a random collection of technical tasks, requirement, issues, and bug fixes as its product backlog, it can be difficult for the team to demonstrate that each item made its way into the product build during that sprint. So when the entire product backlog is composed of stories describing items of customer or user values, it is generally easier to demonstrate those items. And then the last point is stories and daily Scrum meetings. So stories are beneficial to daily Scrum meetings because they can help ensure focus remains on customer and end user desires. Because there is no upfront requirements or analysis phase that precedes a sprint, sprints are started with only a partial understanding of exactly what will be built. The team may know they are planning to add a search screen, but they may not know what fields will be searchable and how search criteria may be combined, and so on. Stories are useful because they remind the team about the intent behind what is being developed. In the middle of a sprint, the team can use the story as well as ongoing discussions with the product owner about the story to determine whether they have gone far enough or perhaps too far in programming a particular story. So in this way, you may want to consider adding or including stories with the Scrum approach.